everybody. Welcome back to the Now Members Summit, the network of outstanding women. And we have another great segment coming up. If you've known me longer than 4 or 5 years, I'm pretty much, this is dressed up for me. This is it. Maybe a nice white blouse. And yeah, let's just stick with this. This is it. Then I met this amazing woman, Sondra Falk, and she said those days are over, except for when you're doing your show. And ever since, she's been taking care of the wardrobe that you see on all of our stages and all the places that I appear. Yep, that's all Sondra Falk Couture, and she's in the house. What's happening, Sondra?
Good morning. How are you?
I am awesome. Before we start, I got to tell you something. You have made something for me that I am scared of, and we need to talk about it.
What?
My white suit.
What's wrong with your white suit? It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid if I wear it more than 10 minutes, it's not going to stay that way. I
It's
mean,
gonna
you made a white suit for somebody who spilled something on everything.
well, you'll just be cognizant of that and you won't spill anything on yourself. You just gotta wear it. What's the point of it sitting in your closet if you're not gonna wear it?
This is true. This
Yeah,
is true, but it's also your fault because you've given me such great selections.
good. Don't be afraid to wear those things. If you see something in your closet that you love, go put it on.
Now, that brings up another question for me then.
Yes.
How do you decide on style? Because, you work with me, you work with women of all sizes, ages, for all kinds of events, weddings, mothers of the bride, special events like we were just talking about the Page Awards, like the Page Awards coming up in Chicago. And
Yes.
then you do wardrobes for people, for women, for their day to day lives. How do you decide the style and all of that?
Well, see, it really isn't about me, and I don't decide the style. The client decides the style. Everybody has their own sense, fashion sense. And so my job is to help them evolve and find it and be secure in that. And so, people have issues with their own figures and bodies and things like that. So they're looking for someone that can help them find the best type of apparel for their figures. And so that's what we do all day long. It's just a lot of fun. It's a great journey for the client.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to take that. It was definitely an educational journey for me because
Right.
I came in, you know me very well, and I came in with just the knowledge that I got from my mom when I was a kid. She was major on fashion and making sure I was trendy and all that. I'm a techie. Y'all know that. I love being on stage and all that kind of stuff, but I'm a techie. I have 3 computers around me. So thinking about fashion has never been my thing, and you've really opened up my eyes. I know what you did for me to help me understand exactly what is my style. But for somebody who's watching right now going, it'd be great to have a suit done or a dress done or an
Mhm.
entire, collection, but I have no idea what my style is. What do you say to them?
Well, your style is apparel that makes you feel good about yourself. Like if you have a favorite graphic t-shirt, like if I'm having a frustrating day, I will go into my closet, I will pull one of my 15 different Prince t-shirts because it always makes me feel good. They're on my favorite pair of jeans, a comfy shoes, a belt, jewelry, whatever. All these pieces that mean something to me, that's your style, that's your vibe, that those are elements within you that make you feel like you. And so, I tell clients all the time, if you're going to buy something, get it in your favorite color, a color that makes you feel great, that oh, this color looks good on my skin, I'm going to have just like a fantastic day. And don't
Yeah.
buy something in a magazine just because you think it's cool. It still may not fit your body type.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. And now I got to ask this question because before I had the honor of meeting you, thanks, Ann Anders, for introducing us. You know, I thought that there's nothing important enough for me to get something couture, something custom made for me. I was a rack girl, as you said. You're done popping off the rack. How do you know when or if it's time to go to the couture level?
Well, see, here's the misconception about that word couture. Couture actually means having apparel made to certain measurements, to a customer's measurements. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be overtly expensive. Yes, it can be expensive. However, there are beautiful textiles out there that you can work within somebody's budget, but the whole premise of couture is to have the apparel made to measure, made to fit. You take measurements, you make it so that it fits that person's body, and it won't fit anyone else except that person.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so can you take us really quickly, and for everybody out there, you know me, I'm going to talk right to you. Sondra is a part of our family. She is a sponsor of the Now. She's had our back for years now. So we've had her on our show a few times. If you want to know more information, one, contact her. That's easy, sondrafalkcouture.com. Two, if you want to know more information, go back and look at our archive of information because we've done quite a few interviews with her and she goes deep. But for right now, I would love it if, Sondra, if you just give us a real, 10,000-foot view of the steps that happen from the moment that they call you and say, I need to have something made by you.
So I always just have a consultation with the client. They come in and it's not about my vision. It's about something that they've been wanting for a long time. And I just sit and I listen and I take notes and find out exactly what it is. And then there is a design fee for that. I'll go back and I'll do 5 or 6 sketches for them. They'll come back on a next appointment. They'll take a look at everything that we've talked about, all the things that they want, and just based on looking at their figures, I can put in elements that I know will enhance, the design that they're looking for. They'll pick out their fabric and textiles. We take their measurements. They'll come back for 2 muslin fitting, which is a mock-up of the design and just like fabric that we're going to like rip up, and we can adjust it and tailor the pattern so that it's make all the adjustments so that it fits just right for the figure. And then the next time they come in, they'll see it in fabric. It'll take 2 more fittings for that, and then the suit's done. I mean, sometimes I can do it sooner, but most of the time people just like to come in and watch their design evolve. And it's really a great process. And if you've never had anything made for you, you should absolutely find someone that can make apparel for you. There's nothing like it, and it'll be probably the best fitting garment you'll ever wear. Mm-hmm.
I can testify to that. It really is. All the garments that I have from you are just, they're made for me. I've
Yeah.
had other people like want to try it on, and it's so funny because it doesn't look right on them.
Right.
And we could be about the same height, about the same size. It's made for me. It's one of a kind, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
you know but as you're talking about that, I'm looking at all these amazing jackets and suits and dresses behind you. If everything's custom made for the client, then what's that behind you?
These are all just samples. I mean, I keep a sketchbook next to my bed. I'll think about something, a style or whatever. I'll get up, I'll come into the studio and see what kind of textiles I have in my arsenal, and I'll just make something. And so for clients coming in that don't really have an idea of anything, we have samples that they can just try on, see if they like the style, if they like the silhouette, if they like the sleeve, if they like the color. I mean, I had a client come in, she fell in love with the style of the dress. She didn't like the color. I'm like, okay. I went back to my office. I pulled out all my swatch book. Which color would you like to have it in? What kind of trim would you like to have it in? And so, for them, they're involved in the design process, which makes the journey that much better because they have input. It's not someone telling you how you need to dress. This is, 2 people working together to come to one fashion conclusion, as I call it. But it's an amazing time. I mean, we have fun every day. So if you're looking for something special, come see me.
Absolutely. And what I love, because like I said, I get to hang around, and I've had quite a few outfits made now that are custom garments for me. But I was shocked. You literally like go to the warehouses and even have gone to Paris
Mm-hmm.
and touch and feel and pick the garments that you're or the fabric that you're gonna make.
Right.
And it's not, I went to Amazon, no offense to Amazon, and just ordered a bunch of blue, right?
Right. Yes. No,
Why?
I go to textile shows mainly because when people come here, they want something bespoke, something unusual, something that's signature to them. I mean, a silhouette is a silhouette is a silhouette. No one's invented any other new type of silhouette. What makes the design and the garment special is the textiles that you put together to make it. And you're making it for a client that has, they're looking at it from a certain perspective. They have a certain point of view, and you want to get those elements into the design so it's something that they're going to love. I mean, there's nothing better than someone, I make something and they're going to live their life in it. It's so rewarding. Yeah.
I want to congratulate you for opening your doors because you have an event that you do, the Conclave, right?
Yes.
And you're bringing people in. Can you tell me about that? Because usually it's by appointment only and all of that. You're doing private consultations. What made you decide to do the Conclave and what exactly is it?
When I reopened my business here in Vegas, I was looking around for any type of, fashion event that I could attend, and you could network and you could talk to people and, just have this really kind of congruent group of individuals that love to talk about fashion. And I looked around for months and months and months, and my husband says, "Babe, what are you doing? Why are you making yourself crazy?" He says, "You have a studio, create your own event, invite people." He says, "You've got clients, invite them back to come in and talk about fashion." People have questions about fashion that you would never even think of. And sometimes people are afraid to even ask because, well, I'm not smart, I shouldn't do this, whatever. It's not like that. We have this event is definitely designed to educate and, empower and, build up your confidence. So, we have, light bites, hors d'oeuvres. We have a Q&A question. I mean, the first thing that they get is a postcard that says, "What is your fashion question?" Like whatever it is. And we have a session in our event where people just ask us questions about fashion. I mean, I had a client ask me, "What are belts really for?" Well, belts aren't really to hold up your pants. They're an accessory for an outfit. She's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." And so there were probably 6 people here that day. I said, everybody had on jeans. I said, "Stand up. Who has a belt on?" No one had a belt on. Right. So then I pulled
Ah,
from that I had in my accessory bin and just started styling people. And they're like, "Wow, this is," I never really knew that. And I felt kind of, you know, timid asking. I said, "No, but that's what it's for." Yeah. So
that's
then,
amazing.
yeah, we do a mini fashion show. So I'm working on my newest collection. It's amazing. My fabric just came in yesterday. I just picked it up. So we're going to be deep into making, pattern making, getting the models in for fittings. And this event, we do it quarterly now. We last year we did it once a month, and it was way too much taxing, taxing on us, trying
Yeah,
to.
those months fly by fast, huh?
Yeah, yeah, they do. So we do it quarterly, and this event will be the last Wednesday in June. So I'm working on my invite, and we'll be putting it on Eventbrite here shortly. Yeah, but it's fun.
Well, you're amazing. You already know that. We love you. I love you and love all the things that you do. How would you like people to reach out to you if they're ready to start their journey with Sondra Falk Couture?
They can go to my website and send me an email. They can call our studio phone, which is 702-847-6380, and just, book an appointment. We're here for you whenever you're ready for that journey. Yeah.
And will you be at this year's Now Honors?
Yes, absolutely. Hmm.
You're
Yes.
amazing. You're
Yes.
amazing. I thank you so much for all that you do for everyone, especially me. I mean, you even, fit and have our trophy models there. We wouldn't have trophy models if it wasn't for Sandra Falk.
You
And
need
they
to.
always look fantastic. You
Well,
work so hard.
I absolutely love my Now family. I told you um, in 22, the first event that I went to, it something just clicked and it just changed my life. And I knew that I was in the presence of really amazing women that don't walk the talk; they do the talk.
Mhm.
And
I
I've never
love it.
had that experience before, and I'm truly, truly grateful for just being in the presence of all these amazing people in the Now community. Yes. Mhm.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, everybody, you know what to do. If you did not hear, couldn't write down, whatever, go to tigodirect.com, type in Sondra. She's coming up. You could probably type in fashion, but Sondra's shorter. So just reach out to her, send her a private message and say, hey, I'm ready to take my journey with Sondra Falk Couture. She'll reach back out and you can start your journey too. I hope you enjoyed this segment of the Now Summit, Member Summit. You know I want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day.